So the first atmospheric pressure measurement was done by an Italian scientist, Evangelista Torricelli, who measured atmospheric pressure in the mid-1600s, I believe it was 1643. He took a glass tube and filled it with mercury, and then just turned this mercury tube upside down into a basin of mercury. So it was closed at the bottom and nothing in the top. And then he saw that the column in that tube actually varies a little bit, and that actually varies directly with the atmospheric pressure. So it was actually very interesting that he found that column of mercury in his glass tube was about 760 millimeters, and that became the unit torr. 760 millimeters is roughly atmospheric pressure, and named after Torricelli. A lot of different pressure instruments were built. There were aneroid cans and Burden tubes, and meanwhile we have silicon capacity instruments. But most of them relate to a change in volume as a change in pressure. And so you have a small diaphragm somehow where you measure the deflection of that diaphragm, either through a mechanical device or through electronic circuitry. Well, one of the really exciting technologies to measure pressure is actually not a pressure measurement. One of the most exciting technologies for measuring pressure in the stratosphere is a height measurement from GPS. We can measure height quite accurately and with relatively cheap GPS receivers nowadays. And so that is a very nice technology to measure a pressure profile, in fact, on a radio sound from the surface all the way into the stratosphere with very good accuracy, much better accuracy than you could get out of a direct pressure measurement at these low pressures. We have a lot of low-cost pressure sensors available with actually reasonably good accuracy. And many of these low-cost pressure sensors are used in cell phones. And everybody nowadays carries a cell phone. So we have, in big cities, hundreds of thousands or even millions of pressure measurements. And some servers exist already that collect all of this information. And so you can actually get a direct pressure map across a city. And that can be used, for example, to locate where does a low pressure system or a pressure front move across a city with reasonably good accuracy and precision. That has not been possible with just a few pressure measurements in classic meteorological stations.